Uh, hey, Savira.
Good evening, Obi. How have you been?
Uh, Better than most days.
I heard what happened downtown. Are you gonna be okay?
Yeah, I was just uh, not expecting to see Velden of all people here in New Valeevean.
Oh, I feel slightly responsible.
You shouldn't.
Yes, I should. He had come to my office for a consultation just a couple of days ago. I should have messaged you two that he was here.
Oh, oh gods. And how did you manage that?
Oh, I had him pinned against the wall for a good duration of the time as he explained himself. But overall, surprisingly well.
You had him pinned?
Well, floating, but either way. We're gonna have to deal with it. So, how much trouble are you in?
Ugh, I have to go to therapy and have a psychoanalysis done.
Oh, ew. Oh, well, it's better than going to prison.
Yeah, I heard Belizean prison sucks. But best we change the subject. You called saying that you decoded some new information from the Mothership.
Ah, yes. Mostly ship schematics and plans for expansion, but I did find yours in Noah's abduction files.
Wait, really?
Yes, look! I remember what you two looked like before the SS serum started changing your appearance. No, you two look so cute.
Gods. This was what, like 2, maybe 3 cycles after the abduction? Damn. That's a day I'm never gonna forget.
The day you took this picture?
No, the day of the abduction.
Ooh, I love stories. Come, tell me.
Wait, you want to know what happened that day?
Yes, I'm a sucker for a good tragedy.
All right. Okay, where should I start?
Oh, anywhere.
Uh, I guess that night, I had just woken up from a bad dream. I decided to walk out and get some water from the well. My parents would always tell me never to walk out at night alone, but I had done it so many times already that I'd see no danger. I thought it was just them being paranoid. My older brother, Nelrin, was also awake and he grabbed my head before I could make it out of the door.
Hey!
And where do you think you were going this late at night?
None of your business.
Oberon. Father said not to leave the hut at night alone. Now tell me, where are you going?
To get water
We have water in the jugs.
from the well,
Why?
'cause I had a bad dream.
So, because you had a bad dream, you need to get water from the well? You know, if you wanted to go for a walk, you could have just said that. Come on, I'll walk with you.
Okay.
So, tell me, what was this bad dream?
Oh, it was about that day that Dad and teacher were arguing about my drawings. Dad didn't like it that I was drawing and ripped it and started a fight. He said that I had to be a fighter like you and then hit the teacher and then me.
Wow, that must have been some slap in the face if it woke you up.
Hey, it's not funny.
Yeah, I know. But you shouldn't take what Dad says to heart. You know how he is with tradition. You were born with the marks of a fighter, therefore you must become a warrior.
But Mom said I was born with marks of a maker, and I like to draw.
Then draw. Just don't show Dad.
Is it gonna rain?
That's impossible. There's not a cloud in the sky.
Norin, what's happening?
I don't know, just hold on to me. By the gods. What is that?
We stood there in complete shock as this massive ship started to descend from our skies. And being such a primitive world, this foreign object looked like the gods descending from the heavens.
My goodness. And how primitive are we talking?
We still sent our letters via parchment, ink, and on foot. Or, if you were from the city with wealth, you had a bandon.
And I'm assuming this bandon was some kind of animal?
Yeah.
My words, your world was but a baby planet. And this talk about marks has intrigued me. You said that you were born with marks of a fighter and a maker. What does that mean exactly?
Oh, well, as you know, Noah and I are covered in these marks. It's said that within our tribe that depending on the kinds of marks one is born with depicts what your profession will be. Diamonds and V-shaped stripes signifying warrior class, a natural-born fighter, and strategist. Bands and dots signify craftsmanship, or makers, like artisans and such. And then U-shapes and stripes signify intelligence, scholars, doctors, and historians.
This is fascinating. Remind me to do a study on you two. I feel like the skin pattern holds more than just looks and convenient direction of profession.
I guess?
Okay, so back to your planet being invaded. Gods. And to be invaded at such a primitive stage. This must have turned your worlds upside down.
You have no idea how literal that could be.
How so?
Have you ever heard of flat worlds?
Yes, but those are extremely rare. You guys came from a flat world?
Yeah, we called it the Saren. We had a regular sun, but our moons were puny compared to the ones here on New Valeevean. And we had two, one facing the north and the other to the south. The world had a funky rotation. We moved around the sun normally like most spherical planets, but we rotated around it like a spinning plate.
It's strange that the world didn't appear within your BIOS. Ugh. Probably haven't deciphered it yet.
But yeah, the cerulean ship had just entered our atmosphere, and me and my brother were just staring at it as it hovered over the big city. We then saw what looked like black birds coming out in flocks from the ship going into the city. They began to shoot lights and started picking things up. We then saw some of them heading our way, but we only started to run when we saw a massive beam of light shoot out of the Mothership and destroy half the city.
No? What is happening?
I think the gods are mad at us. Come, we have to wake Father and the others.
Nell? The black birds are coming this way.
What? Ugh, what kind of birds are those?
As the ships began to make their way to our village, they started shooting at the ground, making everyone run out of their homes. One of those shots forced me to let go of my brother.
No! Oberon! Look out!
And then a second one knocked me out. I managed to gain consciousness, but only to see my home had turned to rubble, and my brother was nowhere to be seen. People were running left and right, screaming as soldiers in black and blue were killing all the adults and capturing the kids. I couldn't find my brother, and I knew my family was most likely dead. So I ran to the only other person I knew who could still be alive. which was Noah. I prayed that he was still alive, and thankfully I found him and his father running in my direction. I yelled out for them. Noah pointed at me and his father ran after me. He grabbed me and started sprinting to the nearby caves. Sadly, he was shot down before he could make it. Noah was devastated, and I started to cry. His father's last words were to go, that he was a warrior now. He was upset, but he followed his father's last wishes. We made it to the caves and managed to dive in before a laser blast hit us. But we were ambushed by 3 soldiers that looked like they were waiting for us. They didn't shoot at us. Instead, they shot up at the ceiling, making a massive opening. Then, one of their black ships hovered over us and a blue gravity beam picked us up. When we entered the ship, I saw my brother Nelrin and some other people tied up in groups of 4 and 5. They were all unconscious, and soon, so were we. Next thing I remember is waking up in a big white room where the ceruleans are stripping us of all our clothes and burning them.
Yes, they do that to avoid foreign contamination. Everything must go.
Well, not everything.
Wait, that's from your homeworld?
Yeah, it was a birthday present from Noah.
But how did you manage to hide it?
Well, I ate it.
Wait, you what?
I ate it, and then threw it up later in the day once we were assigned rooms.
That is disgusting. And very clever.
Yeah, I thought I was never going to see Noah again, but after our first assembly, we met up again and became almost inseparable.
And what happened to your brother?
Killed off, I think, with some other teams that were too old for the procedure.
Oh my. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was a rough year.
Year?
Oh, I mean cycle. Sorry. Thinking back, we call the full rotation around the sun a year. It's like a cycle, just not as universal.
Oh, that's right. Keep forgetting that. But damn. I'm surprised you remember so much being so little when it happened. I mean, all I remember is being plucked from my bed and then being taken to a big ship before falling back asleep, and then waking up in a pod full of blue liquid.
Wait, that's for bone density reformation. Damn, they put you in that early.
Yeah. Where I come from, the gravity was about 1/8 of what it is here. And being that our bodies are not designed to withstand a lot of gravity, they had to quickly place us in those pods to increase our bone mass.
Those were some crazy times.
Yes. Question. If you had the coordinates to your homeworld, would you go back?
Oh, I don't know. If I did manage, I might scare the people with my appearance. That is, if anybody remains. What about you?
Oh, I already did.
What? And what was it like?
Well, when I did arrive, they thought I was a lost spirit. My skin contrasted so much with the bright white terrain that surrounded me. And the people were just as pale in color. Everyone and everything was a bright pastel. This was particularly due to the fact that one side of the planet was always facing the sun, meaning that the sun never set, bleaching the terrain. The other side of the world is frozen and practically barren. It was nice to see that my people recovered, but because they have yet to achieve space travel, I had to make sure that they did not see my ship to avoid the possibility of causing mass panic.
Hey, are you scared that some other race might find your homeworld and enslave it?
Only a little bit. But because it's on the very edge of the galaxy, practically into deep space, someone would have to be extremely lucky to find it. Hell, yours was probably a stroke of luck, being that it's even further away than mine.
Really?
Yeah. Look, it's about 123,000 light years off the galaxy's edge.
Wow. So it might still be there.
Yeah. The Ceruleans usually don't completely eradicate the worlds they invade, just in case they learn that the species adapts well to the SS serum.
What's wrong?
Oh, sorry. It's just, um, I've realized that I haven't come across anyone else with this information. I was told by my contact that it leaked, but it's as if I'm the only one who has it.
Really? Not a single person outside of New Valeesia.
No, no one. I mean, it's a good thing, but strange.
I wonder if Noah will want to go back.
Now that you mention him, where is Noah?
Oh, he's out getting some adjustments made to his cybernetic leg. He thinks he's probably gonna have to need to get a cyber-organic prosthetic instead.
I had a hunch that he might. Noah's abilities have a different frequency that prevents most electronic devices from tracking his speed.
Yeah. Most times, that frequency usually shorts out a lot of electronics. Always ends up fucking up all the clocks, too.
You two still use clocks?
It's a decorative thing.
It's cute.